Our purpose is to simplify and facilitate comprehension by translating complex scientific content into easily digestible micro-learning modules. Current research indicates a trend towards students' preference for micro-content delivery methods such as flashcards over traditional lengthy text-based learning. But how can we help teachers and students work together to break down learning content into smaller segments of micro-content, each embodying a single concept? For learning to be effective, the content must be progressive. We aim to design a large-scale asynchronous collaborative mechanism that allows teachers and students to build an extensive prerequisite knowledge graph using the micro-content modules. With unique learning pathways established for each learning objective, students can seek out various prerequisite learning routes. Each pathway could better suit a different student considering their prior knowledge base, preferred learning styles, and specific learning requirements. Once an objective is achieved, students can delve into more advanced topics, furthering their zone of proximal development. This collective generation of learning pathways under the guidance of instructors equips students with optimized mechanisms for understanding each concept. We call this a knowledge graph that consists of short concept descriptions and their prerequisite relations, a KGCP. But how can we maintain the coherence of such a KGCP that is being developed and revised through a large collaboration? It is essential to eliminate duplicate nodes. Ideally, each node should have a single version that is universally applicable, despite potential differences in individual perspectives. These varying perspectives should be clearly delineated as branches from the node, enabling users to easily distinguish between community-approved definitions and alternative viewpoints without duplication. Reaching consensus across entries should not be a salient issue when they are independent of one another, like articles, questions on Wikipedia Stack Exchange. But it becomes a major challenge when collaborating on a knowledge graph where links play a major role. In the presence of the competing options of going solo or creating a personal area of the knowledge graph that repeats topics that are covered elsewhere, contributors should be encouraged to engage with each other's work. Otherwise, the group work may not be fruitful. We designed 1Cademy to address the challenges of maintaining a coherent KGCP. It features a proposal mechanism for changes to a node or its links, a requirement that new node proposals include a prerequisite link to an existing node, and a vote-dependent acceptance threshold for proposals. You can see all these while I edit, add, and vote on nodes in 1Cademy. To propose a change to a node, I hit this pencil icon. I have the option to interact with a number of fields, and I'm going to enter new content for this. So now that I've edited the content, I can choose to propose this version of the node by hitting the Propose button on the bottom right. Now that I've proposed it, we can see the node hasn't changed. So what happened to my proposal? Well, if I click the same button again, I can see a list of proposals, and there we have our proposal from a few seconds ago.
It wasn't accepted because there are 4 upvotes on this node, and my proposal only comes with 1 upvote.
The proposal will require more upvotes to be accepted.
To add a new node, it's the same as adding an edit to an existing node. We hit the pencil button. Instead of filling in the fields on the existing node, we can go over to the right and we have the option to add several different types of nodes. We're going to choose a concept node. When we click on it, we have an empty node to fill in. It's important to note that by doing this, we've selected the previous node as the parent node. This way, all new content is linked to already existing content. From here, we fill in our fields. And look, we can see if there's any similar nodes that already exist. This is a way to check to make sure we're not duplicating information. But once we filled this out and we're happy with it, we hit the Propose button. In this case, our proposal immediately goes through. The reason why is the node that we added it to only had 1 vote. Therefore, it was automatically accepted because our proposal came with 1 vote.
As we've seen, some proposals to nodes don't immediately change the node. Instead, they go to a pending proposal list.
To view a node's proposal, we can click on the pencil icon.
Here on the left, we see the proposals for this node under pending. Proposals for more popular nodes require more votes in order to be accepted. We can see the edits suggested by the proposal by clicking on it here. Here we can see all the changes they suggest to make. If we think the changes are correct, we can vote to accept the proposal. If the number of votes for a proposal is high enough, it will be enacted. Here we can see our vote was enough to cause the proposal to be accepted and the node was changed. If we'd like, we can click the pencil icon again and we can see the history of proposals for a node. Here we can see the one that was just accepted. We conducted a course usage study and a field trial of large student research communities to evaluate 1Cademy's success in maintaining KGCP coherence and fostering a democratic decision-making process. In an experimental course, 29 undergraduate students created 934 nodes, including 2,131 proposals with 721 edit proposals. Our structural equation modeling results demonstrated that nodes with more collaboration were found to be significantly more helpful by non-contributing students. In addition, we interviewed students who actively participated in 16 1Cademy research communities for over 3 years. 1,740 students from 212 institutions generated over 50,000 nodes and 265,000 links. Our thematic analysis of the interview showed that prerequisite links were a challenge, but they liked the voting mechanisms and democratic process. Maintaining consensus on concept descriptions and prerequisite links could be hard given the diversity of communities, but it was well managed by requiring prerequisite linking, the proposal mechanism, and vote-dependent thresholds. Motivation to read and engage was supported by community-specific contribution scores, the quality of their peers' content, and the proposal system.